How's it hanging, everybody? Welcome to General Hospital MV, my GH after show. Let's get right into it. So, last week I forgot to mention that Anna went blind, but not to worry because she's already not blind. Quickest story ever. However, she caught some kind of rare disease which is not existing in America. Some foreign disease from out of country. Not sure how she caught it, but apparently it has some connections to the DVX. So that is the new storyline. To be honest, I'm not all that interested in it. Like, it's not really appealing to me, so hopefully it gets a little bit more interesting with more time, and maybe then I'll enjoy it. I don't know, guys, just anything Anna and Finn I'm just not into. Pardon my voice, by the way. I think I'm catching a little bit of a cold, but I'm still gonna do this for you, so let's continue on. One of my favorite moments this week was Laura being sworn in as Mayor of Port Charles, and I have to say that I loved that set. That set was huge. That's like the nerd in me talking. I pay attention to this kind of stuff. I'm sorry if you don't, but it really surprised me and impressed me. During those scenes, Laura gets a visit from Ryan, who is trying to push the divorce, and Laura was just like, go to hell. However, she did take off her wedding ring when she was being sworn in and went by her maiden name, Laura Weber. You go, girl, take back your name. I don't even remember the last time we heard Laura Weber, probably when she was a teenager, man. Anyway, the reason why Ryan wants to push the divorce so quickly is because he wants to leave town with Ava forever. However, Ava doesn't want to leave town without her daughter, which makes sense, or at least, you know, extended visitation with her daughter, at least. And of course, Sonny and Carly are not going to budge on that, so Ryan decides to put Sonny and Carly on his hit list. And there you go, my friends. That's the sign that this storyline is about to end, because there is no way in hell he's going to kill Sonny and Carly. We've watched the show too long to know that these characters are not gonna die, okay? They're not gonna die. Sonny and Carly have other problems to deal with currently. I mean, Mike is losing grip with reality. The last scenes that we saw with him, he thought he was in a hotel. He didn't recognize Sonny or Carly. Carly had to assess the situation and pretend that she worked for a hotel, which I guess is true, but you know, like a motel, I guess, and threatened to take away Mike's deposit, and he went back upstairs. But he actually slapped Sonny in the face, and Sonny was just bewildered. I feel so bad. Obviously the storyline has to end at some point, but seeing Mike lose, you know, his mind is so hard to watch. But that's just a credit to Max Gail doing an amazing job with the storyline. I have to commend him and Maurice and Laura. They're doing a kick-ass job with the story. Kevin agrees to meet with Sonny and Carly, and he gives them like the crappiest advice. He's just like, oh, this is all about Morgan. You should go visit Morgan's grave and, you know, use that to express your feelings to Mike later on. And I'm just like, how are you even buying any of this? I actually don't know if they did buy it, but Sonny and Carly went to Morgan's grave anyway. I guess the upside is that he didn't kill Sonny and Carly. Not that it's gonna happen, but you know, they're still there. They're fine. It looks like Lulu might be on his hit list too, by the way, because Lulu noticed that there were 7 victims of Ryan Chamberlain. However, Laura mentioned a list that Kevin had on his desk that had 9 victims. And so Ryan is going to Lulu's office, and it looks like he's gonna try to kill her. However, I don't know if it's gonna happen. I mean, I didn't hear any spoilers, and I don't really read too many spoilers to begin with, to be honest, but I don't think Lulu's going anywhere. I wish she kinda would. She's annoying the hell out of me. You know who annoys me more though? Nina. She is so damn oblivious between Lisa Obrecht warning her, Curtis telling her to stay away from Valentine, everyone just on her about Valentine, even Lucy's words in her book about what Valentine has done. She's just playing dumb, and like, it's just so frustrating. She won't even listen to the teacher. I guess Charlotte is having more problems at school. She was caught cheating on a test potentially, and she's just like, my daughter or my stepdaughter can do no wrong. I'm just like, I'm over it. Nina, you deserve everything that's coming to you. I cannot wait for the other shoe to drop, okay? Because when your obliviousness gets shown to you face to face, I want you to assess your life and never see this guy again, okay? You done been fooled by this guy like 25 times at least now. Like, just open your eyes, open your ears, open your mind, use your brain, girl. It's just like, just look. It's right in front of you. All your answers are right in front of you. Alright, since we talked a little bit about Charlotte, let's talk about Aiden for a second, because Charlotte bullied Aiden, but she's not doing it anymore. However, it seems like some of his peers are still bullying him. It turns out that Aiden is a really good cook, and some people in his class think that's weird. And they are calling him names like Gaiden. Yo, if this was real life, I would kick whoever wrote that to Aiden's ass. My gay ass would kick that guy's ass, okay? Like, oof. Aiden is such a sweet boy. Why are people bullying him? And also, like, the whole notion that, like, if you're into cooking, you're gay. Have you seen the cooking channels? Like, they're all like macho straight dudes for the most part. It'll be interesting to learn who else is bullying Aiden because they really haven't shown any of his other classmates. Like, we've seen them in the background, but no one's really, you know, standing out apart from Charlotte. And I really don't think that she's the one bullying him anymore. That poor sweet boy. Oh, I'm so mad. Alright, since we're on a roll with talking about the kids, let's talk about Oscar. He learned more about his diagnosis and realizes that he really doesn't have a lot of time left. So he wants to utilize what time he does have to spend it with Jocelyn and do as many things as possible, including going to the catacombs. Nothing's gonna go wrong. Nothing. Oh boy. Side note, I'm really loving the friendship between Cameron, Jocelyn, and Oscar. They're such a sweet, loving, like, group of friends. It's a bit reminiscent of, like, the 90s friendships that we saw back in the day. Is it as good? But it has potential. You know, I'm actually really loving them, so seeing them all together was really nice this week. Alright, now let's talk about Christina. So Sam decides to attend one of Shiloh's seminars, and that seminar is about the things that hold you back from being a better you in the future. And for Christina, she went back to a place in her mind of her relationship with Kiefer, and it's kind of interesting because I actually just rewatched some of that storyline recently, and oh man, that storyline was so good. The acting was so amazing. But yeah, it's kind of cool to see Christina still haunted by what went on. But the way that Shiloh and Daisy were handling it did not impress Sam at all, and she went on the attack, which is, you know, valid. Sam was right there when everything was happening with Kiefer, so I thought that her like, you know, mama bear mode was definitely valid. But for Christina, apparently, she feels like it's helping her, so Sam kind of backed down a little bit. This whole storyline is making me uncomfortable. I don't even know what's going on anymore. It's like, yeah, he seems very life coaches-ish, and I don't know if he is running a cult. It's so weird. But anyway, I guess hopefully we learn more. I really want to get to the bottom of whatever's going on here because there's so many weird, you know, coincidences and connections here. So let's find out what happens next. Alright, now let's talk about Gail. So Alexis read her will, and it seems to be leaving a lot more questions than it is answers. She plans on leaving an endowment to the hospital under the condition that there's some provisions with the hospital. And that's all she said. I guess there's going to be more later. First of all, I know that Gail was a big part of the hospital, but does she really still have a say in what goes down in the hospital? Is she allowed to, you know, make those provisions? She's just, you know, a woman that worked there a long time ago, which is the reality. Not to disrespect Gail as a character, but it's true. Like, she doesn't even live in Port Charles anymore, I don't think. I think she lived in Florida or something. So what say does she possibly have? It's kind of weird. I mean, I guess if she's leaving money for the hospital, I guess they can do some provisions, but I don't know, it just seems weird. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit disappointed in the storyline so far. I mean, they really sort of blew it up and was like, oh, this could change the hospital forever, and it's kind of nothing. You know, it's like an endowment to the hospital, and we're not really gonna see these changes, I'm willing to bet. So, I don't know, just a bit overhyped. Last but not least, I really don't want to talk about this, Lucy's book launch. Look, I know it's a product placement for a book that they're actually legitimately selling on Amazon about Port Charles, the Guide to Port Charles, but it's just so cringeworthy. I mean, if I'm just focusing on the storyline aspect, I'm like, okay, Lucy promoted this book as a book that showcases the best in Port Charles, and from the sounds of it, it's just a gossip column about the people that live there. There's absolutely nothing about Port Charles. Everything that she read was like, you know, old gossip. And also praising Sonny Corinthos. Call me crazy, but I feel like if you're gonna try to bring people into your city, you probably shouldn't praise the mobster running the joint, and you should probably not talk about all the murderers that wander free in this town, like Valentine, you know? It's like, oh, I don't know. I'm sure that book is just gonna sell out. Get your copy, I guess. I mean, if you want to read stuff that you can watch on YouTube. Anyway, so that's the week in Port Charles. I'm going to stop talking because my voice is getting a little bit more sore. But if you like this video, give it a big old thumbs up, subscribe if you want to, and I will catch you guys next week.